Greetings. This is the Yellow Brick Road. What follows tonight is a terrifying look into a world full of deceit, dirty money, politicking, and goblins. What? Fine, no goblins. Tonight, we present to you a look into conspiracies.
Okay. This is going to be our tinfoil hat number 2. We're talking about transhumanism. It's basically asking the question, can we either input consciousness into robots or AI, or can we transfer our own consciousness into machines? Can consciousness just be moved around at all? That is the question.
It's just a tool.
We're gonna start this off with Adam Frank on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday. I was listening and I heard this and I found it interesting. So that's what inspired this video.
You made a mess in your pants.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And something without biological life inside of it.
Yeah, well, this, what's a really interesting question is, like, we're talking about, like, what will we evolve into in, a million years? It may be possible that biology is a short period of intelligence.
Yes.
You build machines, and the machines become, you
AI.
download yourself into them. I mean, that's a real possibility that, silicon makes a lot more sense than wetware.
Well, the problem is we think of artificial intelligence as artificial.
Right.
It's definitely real.
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
It's not fake. It's right there.
Right.
It's like there's artificial milk. You know what I mean? But it's a liquid. It's an actual liquid.
Yeah.
There's not an artificial life. It's just silicon created life.
Right. And that's again the idea of the biosphere. This may be the biosphere solution to spreading itself.
Right.
To getting it. Maybe that silicon. That's a kind of a normal thing. I mean, I am.
So real quick, I think Rogan. He seems like he hints at already possibly believing this, or maybe even wanting that. He's like, what if the next stage for humanity is merging with machines, and
that's exactly what we need. Yeah,
we'll evolve. That's how our next stage of evolution is merging with machines.
Yeah, this is called a new toy to play with. We got new toys, yay!
I say, on a physical level, sure, but on a consciousness level,
that's what I meant. Humanity has been at this weird point as far as the spectrum. It's been stuck, if not going back and forth. No real progress has been made as far as on a mass scale.
As far as
society would go.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean technologically?
No. I meant as far as an.
Do you mean morally?
Would you let me?
These questions must be asked, man. Too broad of a.
You're like the kid in the movie theater that's with his dad. It's like, what does he mean? Just wait and you'll see. But what about that? You'll see. Any questions will be answered.
Not hearing the right shit come out.
You don't let me. Fuck it. You won't hear it then.
Go ahead.
Morality, as well as the awareness of good and evil. Not only that, but it's internal investigation. And then when you combine all those things, which is basically I might have said the same thing more than once, but it's basically as a society, are we healthy? Not physically, because that could be could be debated, but probably not. But as far as mental health, as they would probably call it, but I would call it something else perhaps. You know, it's been the same for a long time. You know, and you could look at today's society. You could be like, well, no, there's no. It's not the Wild West. There's no constant war. It's like, oh yes, there is. You know, there's physical harm such as dropping bombs on people for personal gain, most likely, as well. You know, constant greed, and there's a lot of self-harm going out there that's constantly...
This guy actually questions that when Rogan brings that up.
What?
He says, have we really?
Have really what?
Evolved?
We haven't.
But he actually brings up the question. Rather than, Rogan saying, oh, we're getting better all the time. Like, as time goes by.
Yeah, right.
Look how much we grew in 65 years. Imagine 65 years in the future.
I would honestly I don't want to imagine them. I'm serious. I'm being very serious.
Pessimist.
Huh?
Prime pessimist.
Me?
Yeah.
A pessimist?
That's not pessimistic?
What?
Saying, I don't want to see what...
I kind of don't. I'm a little worried, you know?
That's what that means. Anyways, that's not our topic anyway.
The track record. That's all I gotta say.
Transhumanism. There we go.
Super skeptical about like the whole transhuman thing about we're going to download ourselves into intelligence, into computers.
Have you ever gone to one of those conventions and talked to those dorks?
No, there's a pretty serious dork in down there.
Well, there's geniuses in those dorks too. It's really interesting. It's like they're fully, wholly committed to this prospect of downloading themselves. Have you talked to Kurzweil before?
No, but I've read his stuff.
I had a chance to interview him a few years back for sci-fi.
He's super smart.
He's
like
beyond
super smart.
But goddamn, is he committed to it? And then when you get to it, you realize that what he actually wants to do is recreate his father. Yeah, his father died when he was young, and he wants to be able to, through memories and photographs and what he knows about his father, literally recreate his father.
That sounds healthy.
I've heard of Ray Kurzweil years ago, and he was like, it seemed like he was like the Elon Musk of today, where he was like that famous science dude that people knew his name and stuff. A lot from I don't know if Tessarian mentioned his name in particular, but he mentioned his ideas and sort of I wouldn't say debunked, but was highly critical of them.
Well, hey, when I hear something like that as far as recreating someone, it's like, why?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I mean by afraid.
Literally recreate.
No, I don't want to look. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm trying to be negative here, but I kind of am, actually. So, ooh, what are they going to surprise me with?
And be able to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
He was talking about this.
Right.
But what he's doing is he's going way, way into the future, into the possibilities of. He's not seeing like, 5 years from now we're going to be able to send gigabyte pictures to them. No, he's saying, let's think of if you keep going exponentially, and electronics and technology and innovation keeps continually accelerating, we could potentially get to the point where it's the impossible. Well, you'd be able to recreate human beings based on your knowledge of them, and then they'll be able to come up with some sort of a program where he'll be able to have a conversation with his father.
Yeah, see, I think that I mean, I think it's it's true about like the possibility of a singularity in technological development. But, it's not going to be his father. That's the sad thing, you know? I think we seriously, I've done some work on this as an interest of mine about mind. What is mind? What's the relationship between mind and matter? And I think we have, like, a serious misunderstanding. We don't understand consciousness very well at all. So the idea that, like, oh, yeah, it's just going to be trivial to download your consciousness into a computer, I think it's pretty, there's, like, a shitload of assumptions in there about, like, what mind is and the relationship between, like, your neurons and awareness. Yeah. So that's why I think those guys. It's a little bit of a religion. You know what I mean?
It is a little bit of a
we
religion.
would transcend, and so it's like.
Well, 2040.
That's a snippet I wanted to play.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a religion. We'll transcend. We'll be higher beings. A demon will appear before me in traffic and ascend me into the sky. I'll be glowing.
Alright, so let's ask the question. Do you believe that any of this is possible? Neither of us are scientists, so... Well, we're not academic scientists. I would say we're all scientists to some degree, but do you believe in transhumanism?
As far as what they're talking about?
Let's ask, do you think it's possible?
What's possible?
Transhumanism.
And you mean by that?
To pass your consciousness through...
I thought you meant transhumanism as far as like well, that not only that, but constantly equipping. I call it equipping. You know, to be equipped, like
equip.
Well, it's like post-humanism. You know, it's like you can't classify this being as a human anymore. There's something else. You know.
Yeah.
I do believe that could be possible. You know, but as far as passing your consciousness into something else,
it's going beyond what we know what a human is.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I think it's possible? Well, I don't know. It
well,
could.
I already established we're not scientists, so opinions worthy.
Yes. It could be, but I question whether it's the intentions.
Huh?
Yeah, I question the intentions of it. Do I think it's possible? It could be. But why?
We're not onto that yet.
Yeah, that's all. That's it, really.
My opinion, it's a hard no. It's a straight up no. As in, your consciousness isn't purely data stored in your brain, right?
Oh, you mean a computer?
What?
You mean like a computer, like a cybernetic thing?
Well,
I thought you meant something in regards of a. Oh, I was thinking of something else. I don't mean like, we'll download you into this computer.
Well, it's
Like
just
brain
where
memory.
you're, whatever, jumping past the normal human experience
Yeah.
with your consciousness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So that's what,
So that's a no.
for me, yeah, it's a no.
A normal human experience with a consciousness.
Passing it to like a robot or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Anything like that, where you go beyond.
Yes, I know. I know what you said.
Where you go beyond
Just
being
making
human.
sure.
Yeah. That's a no for me.
Then with regards to that, then I would say no. But as far as thinking of I don't know, man. It's like I'm not gonna call it a cyborg, but it's like he's no longer basically like a human being. I don't want to call it that either, you know, because like the being word, you know, human being, a being. It's like, you know, like an organically male. I don't know.
Where are you going with that?
Well, it's like people get nitpicky, I guess, as far as the whole like, well, he has a pacemaker in his heart. It's the beginning of something, you know. Yeah.
Well, in this context, what they're talking about is consciousness itself, not body parts. I think earlier in the broadcast, they talk about, you're not, you know, you're basically using technology as a part of your body because he has glasses on.
Well, yeah, I get it. But I mean, just for the sake of the definition of the word of like, you know.
We're saying transferring consciousness
Yeah.
to where it's there forever or whatever,
I
stored on a memory bank
I doubt
somewhere.
that. I doubt that. That's a little thinking like, well, the consciousness is basically a bunch of electrons in your brain flashing on and off. It's mechanical. I'm like, yep, that's it. I am a video game.
I think Adam Frank is establishing that that's not exactly what it is. There's context, there's attachments to certain things.
Yeah.
When you say, like you're talking about Ray Kurzweil's father, say, okay, let's say he talked like this, in this manner. Well, there's something attached to the talking.
Yeah.
There's I would say internal context going in. As in, when I say words, there's a certain meaning behind them.
Well, yeah.
That you can't recreate by just, okay, he walks this way, he talks this way, he uses these
Well,
words.
there's meaning behind
He
it.
looks like this.
There's not. Well, it sounds like that. That's all it is. It's like, there's meaning, you know. There's a certain pep in his step, you know. Why is that?
Yeah.
It's like saying, look, it's I recreated him. I love you, son. It's like, ooh, there's nothing behind that. It's just empty words, you know. It sounds like him, it walks like him, it talks like him. It reminds me of the synthetic smile. Here's your glass of smile, your synthetic happiness. Here you go. It's like someone like gets a big thing of wadded duct tape, you know, puts a little smile on it with a Sharpie and just slaps it on your mouth. So you're happy. There you go. Have fun. Have fun. Go ahead. Go play with the other children.
So you brought up why.
Why?
You brought that up basically in the beginning of your spiel.
Well, I feel like I would have to.
So.
I question the intentions of why, you know. Whether someone doesn't want to die, you know, as far as the physical life, you know, physical lifespan, as they probably like begin to look at it, as far as what the unknown of what will happen, or the possible, like, the ignorance of I will transcend. Yes, I will be a higher being. Yes. No, you're just better toys, man. If it's possible, like if what you're thinking is possible, as far as, you know what I mean, as far as like the I no longer have organs. These last forever. These won't fail me. So yeah, it doesn't sound like you're living though. You know.
No. Here, let me ask this. Since we're doing like a conspiracy type video, do you see any possible dark intentions?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Good.
Dark intentions behind them. Well, as far as the people that
And is there like some sort of hidden agenda behind promoting this or wanting this to happen or whatever?
Well, I always take with a grain of salt of why things could happen, because I do believe there's a partial ignorance involved in it all the time, with like the intentions of good maybe there, but there's also like it also gets like overshadowed by the heavy cloud of just, I'll call it, say again, ignorance. That's like with it, you know.
Let's go into the dark, grimy.
I am going into the dark, grimy shit of it, and with that comes the, you know, intentions of it all.
Nah, I meant like malicious intent.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Oh, you started with good intentions.
I have to establish that in order to.
Probably
So,
not, but
I have to. So, then there's the idea of those who like power, those who like, you know, dare I say, to suck the energy out of things, you know, and feed off of it and get some sort of pleasure from it, you know. It's like, I don't want to call them a parasite. That's, you know, maybe a little bit far, but, you know, I could at the same time, as far as these people that are in power, as far as the world goes, as far as the whole you could call it board game monopoly, you know, that's, you know, there's a table that's underneath the board game, you know, but whatever. They would want to stay around for as long as possible. This is, and I say this is pretty the simplistic idea of it all. These people would like to stay around for as long as possible and have the most pleasure possible as far as what they're doing, you know, even though it's completely misguided. I mean, there's already theories behind this already, like such as like, well, world leaders possibly, but specific people in power drinking children's blood. Yeah, I'm going there. Drinking children's blood, and the idea behind it is it's some, you know, vampirism, but it's the energy idea. So it's like the psychic vampirism theory, because what do you call it? It's like they get a high out of it in a way. It's like shocking someone, making fear, like, you know, scaring them into the idea.
you mean adrenaline?
Complete terror. Yeah, but
in the person's system, and then they consume the adrenaline through their blood.
But the idea behind that is that they would have more energy and live longer. But then there was also the psychic thing where it's more of like a psychological thing, you know. It's just fucking creepy. But this whole thing, I could definitely see it happening.
If I was going to go down the dark road of conspiracy when it comes to transhumanism, I would look at it like this. If let's say they made a replica of you with you not using or using like organic parts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
In a lab, they created your blood type and your whatever,
go ahead.
bone structure and all that shit.
It's an organic copy.
Yeah. The dark aspect would be, why would they do that? Could they trick you into turning yourself into this transhuman thing?
It's quite possible.
To where they, instead of transferring consciousness from one body to another, they just eliminate the things that are attached to consciousness, that attach to expression. Like we were talking about Ray Kurzweil's dad. You know,
yeah,
just copy the way he walks and talks and stuff like that.
Synthetic happiness.
Instead of attaching the meaning to it of, he's walking like this because of this, because he's like this, or he feels this, that's why he's doing this. What if they cut off the attachment of that, and then it's just walking, talking,
synthetic
automaton?
It's you know, look, when I was a kid, you know, I always cringed at these toys that would smile at you and say, "I love you." You know,
but
I'm just saying,
if a person was like that, wouldn't that just be
it's
what we consider it, artificial intelligence?
Again, like, sure, but there's, I always stay whenever the idea of intelligence that gets thrown out there as far as artificial. I always throw out there, you know, physical, moral intelligence, body intelligence. You know.
No, I mean, wouldn't that be some sort of?
Yeah, it would be. That's what I'm saying.
Outside, putting some sort of input in. And then you have this person here with no conscious base there, right?
It's not really a person.
All their actions are based on something inputted in.
Again, but it's
like
not,
a robot.
It really isn't a person in a way. It's an organic
humanoid.
Yeah, because like if you look into like the idea of like where the word or the term human being comes from, like being, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like a dog. It's not just a food. There is a sense of consciousness that's within the dog, I do believe. Or I could say I know, yes. You know, it's not just must absorb, must feed, must take in, energy levels low, boom, 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 boom. But then there's that creepy shit where there's just people walking around and it's like, no, I think it's very rare, you know, very, very rare. It's just, you know, the best way I could describe it is if like they had like dark brown eyes, you know, to the normal public, but the person who has somewhat of a in-depth knowledge of themselves and finally can kind of get a whiff of like, is there anybody inside there, like something that's you can describe as dead, like to them, you know, like it's a cartoonish example, but you look at someone's pupils and there's just blackness, just nothing there, you know. It's like, and like you know, maybe it's like your friend, your girlfriend's with you. It's like, oh, I never seen his blue eyes like that. But to you, it's just dark pupils, nothing. You know, the sun's reflecting on everybody's eyes. It's a sunny day out, and for some reason, there's nothing. You can't see any light in his eyes. Nothing. Like right now, I could like, you know, the computer and the light. You can see like light in your pupils and everything. And it's just darkness.
Well, that's a reflection, but let's not go there.
I'm just saying. I don't mean reflection. I mean something in regards of just whiffing, like what?
Let's go to a. In my eyes, would be a little more difficult to answer for most people.
What?
Let's say this did work. You can pass your consciousness on into machines or something, into a what are they called? Let's just say
cyborgs.
No, there's a specific word.
Cybernetics.
It's that Bruce Willis movie, Surrogate. There you go. You can pass your consciousness from surrogate to where you live forever.
Yeah.
Like what's
Clones?
that Netflix show?
I know what you're talking about.
the futuristic space shit with yeah.
I showed you a trailer. Like, yeah, I know what that is. So.
Yeah. So like passing your consciousness on from one body to the next, you get to live forever. And say everyone gets that benefit. And it's your actual consciousness. It's not just a data copy of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you be okay with it?
Would I be okay with that?
No, let's make it a two-part question. Would you want to do it yourself? And would you be okay with society doing it? One sort of answer.
One, no. I wouldn't be okay with it as far as because I would question this like the only I truly
for you or for society.
Oh well, I'm getting there. For me, no. And for society, if it was a truly healthy society, I don't believe that this would the idea would even let's say the idea came up, but it would be quickly dismantled only because I don't believe a healthy society would entertain the idea as far as, oh, we can live forever now, physically. You don't have to die.
Wouldn't that change a whole bunch of problems too?
As far as what?
As far as, first of all, you live a abundant life.
You can I didn't say you can't live an abundant, healthy life. I mean living forever.
Yeah.
Like you're now dying.
And things are in abundance. You don't need to eat food. You're a fucking robot now, but your consciousness is just in a robot's body.
Yeah.
There's no reason to murder people because they'll just get another body.
That's silly. No. That's totally. That totally gets.
Or they could kill someone, and you could just get another body.
Look, it gets disregarded immediately when you have a healthy society where no one would kill anybody intentionally.
Yeah.
But if you mean like a car accident type of thing, well, that'd be an interesting theory, or debate.
I wonder if that's playing the whole time.
What? What? The car's outside?
Nah, the echo of the thing.
Oh. What do you mean echo? It's off.
Nah, pull the video up on your phone. Let me just do this.
Play it?
Yeah.
But if you mean like a car accident type of thing, well, that'd be
you're good.
So yeah,
because that was playing, I thought it'd be. I don't know, the volume's off. Sweet.
Alright, so yeah, I can understand why, like if someone's like, oh man, what a horrible accident, he fell off a cliff. Then maybe the idea of entertained would be, well, that fucking sucks, or whatever. No. But I truly question the intentions of it, like going into the unknown. Maybe call it the abyss of the unknown. Where a lot of people don't like to dance.
But if they're killing,
there's no killing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What?
There's no more murder, correct?
Yeah, but you're saying it, and I hope you're not. You don't. I'm sure you don't. As far as there's no need to, because they would just appear again. It's like no, there's not.
Well, that'd be a factor, wouldn't it?
The factor would be eliminated as soon as you have a healthy society.
Yes, but also transhumanism, if it could actually work. Right? There'd be no more murder because there wouldn't be death.
It's not true.
How so?
Take an unhealthy society, right? Ours.
Broad statement.
We know.
Okay.
It's not broad.
It's pretty broad.
It's sick.
It's pretty broad.
Whatever. It's a sick society.
Well, that's just
unhealthy.
It's you saying you're unhealthy too.
Huh?
That's you saying you're unhealthy too.
Partially. So.
I say not so much. For me.
We take an unhealthy, sick society that we currently live within. We have these post-human what's the word transhuman? Yeah. Oh, we get to live forever now, constantly living, as long as we have like the people who don't who I would call them like sick individuals, not physically or a clinical mentally sick. It's like, no, that's as far as they can go. I mean, as far as suppressing themselves to the point where they would do actions in regards of just personal pleasure, whether and it really wouldn't matter like what they would do for it. You know, they would just do it. You know, anything by the means. So it could be oh man, I love Amanda. She's so hot. That's why I love her. She's so hot. That's it. Now, sure, her boyfriend Billy's in the way. If I could just get rid of him, but he's already a post-human.
Transhuman.
Whatever. He's
too much to say.
Whatever. Fuck. Hey, man. I tried to look both sides. I looked at him, and I looked at another video as far as explaining it, what it means. And anyway, we just have like sick people living forever, you know. Like this guy would maybe most likely try to. I'm not saying would, but the idea I'm throwing out there would, you know, try to get rid of this person.
But could they do a sick thing? Is it possible for them to do a sick thing?
Yes, very possible.
To other people?
Yes.
I would think so. Yeah.
I would know so. It's as simple as this. I don't want to call it batteries, but that's so mechanical. But you might as well, it's based off of how everything's represented. Yes. Everything's represented now with today, you know, as far as like image, like body images, and how health is imaged, you know, or presented. Health is presented. You know, it's so mechanical. It's so, you know, like, ugh. Like, I don't want to call it grimy. It's just so synthetic.
Partially.
On a wide scale is what I mean, as far as...
Well, everything goes with everything.
Sure.
But I would say it depends what you're talking about. Do you mean like bodybuilder types?
Yes and no.
Or like vanity warriors?
Yes and... Yeah, a little bit of both here and there.
I wouldn't say athletes as much, because...
It goes hand in hand, you know, because it's in regards of what's desired and why that's desired, as far as you gotta look this way because this and this results.
Okay, you're talking about the motives,
intentions, yeah. Same people, except we have different tools. I think this is just history repeating itself again and again and again and again. You know, I'm pretty sure not too long ago, people didn't live up to the age of like 80, you know, or 70 or whatever the average age is now, as far as living, the mortality rate, as they say. Even I think a lot of them have died long before that, possibly. You know, not as an entirety, but it's like, dude, you're just not living. And you're not dead either. You're just there, walking about your life. You know. Anyway, it's just a constant, you know, cycle. In a way, you know, it's like now, well, we don't have horses anymore. We have cars. Yes. Oh, we have medicine. We have medicine now that can prolong life. We have supplementation. You know, before we were deficient in this, and our immune system was horrible, and now we have all these things that can combat diseases. We can live a longer life. Yes, but you know, I'm all for the, you know, the healthier, you know, like such as like, you know, like physical things, such as far as, you know, better like stability and mobility for people, you know, to do things they want to do longer, and you know, like someone likes to build houses, you know, and they get old, you have poor posture and movement. They could, you know, it's like suffering through what you want to do in a way until you really can't do it anymore. So I get that, you know, but I'm talking about like the empty desire, or it's like synthetic happiness that most of these things bring about, you know, upon, you know.
Okay, what about you, personally?
Personally?
Let's say you're the only one that could do it.
Do what? Oh, just live forever? Well,
constantly pass your consciousness on from whatever body to body.
Ooh. Well, is it my body? Or is it just someone else's I'm stealing it from?
You get to design your own body that you want to have.
Well, why would I do that?
I'm asking you.
Would I?
Would you want something like that? Are you okay with something like that?
Well, as far as with today,
In
I'm
any
being
world,
very specific. I need to know.
in any world
not
you
any
want.
world.
In any
Today.
world you want.
Today. It's not what I want. It's where I am today. Right now.
Sure.
Then
It's all hypothetical, anyways. But sure, today, now.
would I?
Yeah.
Again, my intentions be probably very different, but quite possibly, maybe. Only to...
Quite possibly, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best non-answer I've ever heard.
I have to think about it a little longer than that, but yeah, sure. Only because of what today is. It's like, could I do any good with this? You know. Because I feel like there'd be no need. Actually, there may not be any need for that now. You know, as far as one person, like I need to live an extended period of life so that way I can do good because this is horrible. In a way, to me, that's like, here, would you accept the powers of Superman? Well, when? Like, do I need it? Well, I mean, no. Okay, well. As far as like if it's like an I don't want to call it a horrible world because it's what people make it, but unhealthy like society of people, the horrible things are happening, you know, then could that one person be the, as far as an ultimate chance for to show people that the guy floating down from the sky isn't exactly what, you know, not to be a bad thing but to be a good thing, then yeah. But there's other ways to do that, so I could get why, but maybe in a different way, you know, not physically. That's what I mean. So that's what I meant. I'm answering as I'm going, so it's just the way I do things. So in a way, no, I wouldn't.
My answer is pretty simple. No. Because you can't pass your consciousness on from body to body. Thanks for